Welcome back to another episode of Jay's Mycology, and for today, we're going to have some fun. Anyways, today is also December 5th, so give me a second and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, I did pull all the jars out of the fridge. They've been sitting for about 7 months. I'll give you guys a nicer look here in a second. But for today, what we're going to do is we got to make some shoe boxes. So I did notice that when you put them in the freezer or not the freezer, do not put them in the freezer, in the refrigerator for that amount of time. They do build condensation. So when you do stick them in the incubation chamber, be prepared to have a little bit of liquid inside the jars with the corn. So you're going to have to use the colonized grain in the jars pretty soon after you pull them out of their refrigerator. Just FYI on that. It's the only thing I noticed. I did have one contaminate. I have already pulled him out and got rid of him. Sorry I did not show you guys that, but contamination is something I don't want in my trailer. So give me a second and we'll get right to it. So with all the good stuff that's about to happen, you have to remember to clean, unfortunately. All this stuff has been put away for a few months. I'm just going to spray it down, let it do its, let the alcohol sit on it for a few seconds so that it will make it germs and all that go away. Anyways, hope you all been having good. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. The reason I'm starting up so late is because it has been super hot here, guys. Like a week and a half ago, it was 80 degrees where I live. And today it's 25 degrees. So I had to wait for all the little bugs and crap to die. Didn't have to, chose to. Some of you guys that deal with bugs will understand what I'm talking about. So yeah. But anyways, I'm going to speed through this real quick and clean all this stuff, and then we'll get right back to it. So we are back, and as you can see, I have 4 containers that are clean. Now I still have to put the liner inside, which I'm just about to do. I'll do one and then skip, so hold on. So I did end up having to get a new spray bottle. The last one was kind of like a greenish blue. Now I got a red one. The reason you spray is you want the bag to stick. Gonna let the first one go. Always let the first one go, especially if you've been waiting a long time. The reason for that could be dust and stuff on that bag. Just like that. All right, as you all can see, we have all of them bagged up. So don't forget to spray isopropyl alcohol on your hands, and remember to use 70% so it doesn't dry out too fast and actually has a chance to do what it's supposed to and sterilize your stuff. So you can see I'm just doing my gloves. The next thing we got to do is pull out the colonized grain, which you guys will get to see in just a second. So this is how they look. At the moment, you can start to see a little bit of yellow. That's because of all the water that's in them. And you can also see the water on the sides right here. That's what I'm saying is once you pull them out, you're going to have to use them. So give me a second. I got to wipe these down and do a couple other little minor things, and then we will start. Don't hit the filters, though. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference because they're coming out, but If you always try not to hit the filters, then you shouldn't have a problem. So some of the mycelium looks better than other mycelium. Look how this one's kind of got bruised and stuff on it. Where this one's just pure white. So who knows? We're going to throw them into shoe boxes and see what happens, y'all. All right, so all this has substrate in it. We're set to go. The next important part is you need to make sure your little fingers ain't got no isopropyl alcohol. I just cleaned my gloves and you can see it's right there, right there, right there. That will kill mycelium. So you want to make sure you don't have any liquid alcohol on your hands, in between your fingers, because you're about to play with the mycelium, and if it touches that alcohol, you're going to kill it. So try to make sure your gloves are good and dry. It only takes a second to make sure, but it takes about a week for contamination to kick in. So, and yes, you can actually spray your cakes with isopropyl alcohol. It will kill it and not contaminate. But who wants to kill your good stuff? So I think we're going to go with this guy first. Like I said, already have my dirt. It's going to be a pain in the butt to get out. Oh, you know this. A little stinky, but we'll try it. It's also been in a refrigerator for 7 months, so it might stink a little. So we don't know if any of this is going to make it. We have 6 shoe boxes that got to get made today. I probably can't do all 6 because I don't have enough room in my incubation chamber. So we'll probably just do 4. Wait a week, pull them out, and then do the other 2. I don't have any plans of cloning or anything like that. At least not at the moment. So this is the fun part. Yes, you can use a spoon and all that stuff. I just prefer to use my fingers. Yeah, you do lose a little bit, but come on, to turn. There we go. Bingo. So what I like to do is use one hand. So as my right hand right now, I'm going to use to pull the tape off and put that onto the shoebox. Because there has been many times where I have forgotten what shoebox is what. And so I've learned not to make that mistake. So I just pull the sticker off of the jar that it's already on. So, and then just go ahead and mix up. I kind of do like a claw plus a turning motion. Seems to work pretty good for me. Now you want to pat it down. Not smash it down, pat it down. You're trying to make it all level. And it's going to be, the more you do of this, see what I'm saying? The more you do, the better you will become at it. So that one is done at this point, okay? So at this point, I do like to wash my hands because I have all that substrate and stuff on it. You know, remember, if you wash your hands, you're going to have to wash your hands right afterwards with isopropyl alcohol. So just FYI, it's just kind of a little bit of a process, guys. Once you've done this 30, 40 times, it just becomes natural. You know, you gotta let the water dry on your gloves before you put the isopropyl alcohol on, or it ain't gonna quite work. You know, little dumb things. The reason you clean your gloves after you just got done doing that shoebox is because you don't want to cross-contaminate with other mycelium. So, like, say that one has a little bit of contamination. Okay, then I go do the other jar that we're about to do, and I don't wash my hands, and I have that little bit of contamination on my glove. A little bit of that little bit of contamination will wipe this shoebox out. End of story. So, yeah. So now we just clean more. It's good to go. That one is done. And remember, if you touch anything, even though you've cleaned all this stuff, it is still a good idea to wipe your gloves off. Even though I just did it. Do it again. What's it going to hurt? 5 seconds of isopropyl alcohol rubbing in. Well, do like 30 seconds. Something like rub it in, and then I wipe it off. Go through quite a few paper towels, to be honest. Okay. Now remember, you want to make sure to get all that little bit of liquid alcohol off your gloves. So you're going to want to pull your gloves tight and just make sure you get it between your fingers and do all that because, yeah, I've killed cakes this way before. All right. Smells good. All right. Remember, pull the tape off so you know what you're doing. Well, let's see how this one works. It smells good. This one was not that wet. There we go. Break them up. You want to break up all these big pieces because here's the reason why. That little piece right there will get white, and that one little piece will grow a mushroom. All right, now we do the claw. Someone can tell me what movie that's off of. The Claw. Good movie, too. Anyways, back to mycology. So, yeah, just mix it in thoroughly. Not an English professor, so don't gripe on me if I don't pronounce words properly. Hope you all been doing good. Hope you are enjoying the video. It's going to be a little bit of a long one. Now you could also put a pseudo casing layer on these, but I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait. Okay, now we got to get the next one out. me a second. Be right back. So as you can see, this one has a little bit more liquid in it. And that's just the way life goes. It's not bad. It's not going to hurt anything, but it will add a little bit of moisture to your, when you go and do your shoebox, it will add a little bit of moisture to that, just FYI. Okay, so I got to dry my hands now. Oh, wood. Smells okay. Woody, will you please stop pacing? I already pulled the tag off of it. Just mix it in. The Claw. Good movie, though. So, hopefully you guys can figure out what movie I'm talking about. That was actually a good ratio. So the ratio is you want twice as much substrate as you want for mycelium. So right around 1 bucket tech will make probably right around 5 shoeboxes. I mean, possibly 6, but who knows? That's washing the damn hands and doing this process all over for the 20th time. But if you want to be successful, you got to stay with what works. So I'll pull the tape off this guy. But the mycelium does look good after that huge, long amount of time. I only have one that doesn't smell okay. Still looks okay, but looks are deceiving. This one is one of the other ones that I don't know if it got bruised or if that's contamination. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I've never had mycelium sit in a fridge for 7 months, so I imagine it might get a little bruised. I don't know. Sticker. So I know what strain you are. You gotta check in between your fingers. I know I'm harping on that really well, but it's one of them things. I mean, you're playing with the colonized grain, so if you have anything on your hands, it will pick up. Here we go. Oh yeah. Who knows? I don't know. Doesn't smell that good. Doesn't really look that good. So we're just gonna run it. See what happens. I'm trying to keep my strains, that's why. I don't want to lose a couple of my strains I got going that I really like. And this one happens to be that one. See, when you pull your hand out of the mycelium jar, your hand should not be that wet. So that could be where the smell's coming from too. I don't know. We're going to run these and figure it out. So did you all shut down in the summertime too, or how many of you continued doing your mycology stuff over the hot summer months? I shut down because I was having a really big problem with bugs and gnats and that kind of stuff. So I shut down this season because I learned last season they ruined 10, 15 cakes. And once you get them little buggers, they're super hard to get rid of. So this year, I made sure they were all gone before I even started. Yeah. I didn't want to play with them little buggers again. They weren't very fun to play with the first few times. So I chose not to play with them this time. Because, like, if I started up a month ago, I probably would still be dealing with them. Because all it takes is one of them little bastards. And then next thing you know, you have a big problem. And once you have them, they're pretty hard to get rid of, I found out. So I just let the cold deal with it. Anyways, so right now we're about to move on to the pseudo casing layer. And then you cut the bags, like the leftover bags. I'll show you one, and then I'll go ahead and cut this video and finish up the rest of the 3. But I'll do one and then show you what you do then. So, again, isopropyl alcohol on the old gloves. You're going to want to make sure all the alcohol is off your gloves because you're putting your hand into your substrate. So don't contaminate your substrate. That will be bad. Guys, got any big plans? Anyone have any big harvests? Anyone learn anything over the last 7 months? Like, what have y'all been up to? Sorry I didn't do as many updates as possible. I got a boat, so I've been doing a ton of fishing. Like, happy as can be fishing. Take this. Your hand in your substrate. You don't put very much. You only want maybe like 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of substrate over your colonized mixed grain. What you're trying to do is just give it a cool little layer so that and that's it. And then you just pat it down. Lightly pat it down. Don't smash it. Okay, and so now we are back. So this little tool, you have 2 options. You can use an X-Acto knife or a pair of scissors. Spray it with isopropyl alcohol. Let it sit for a second. And then you can proceed with this method. doing. That one is done. Wipe it down with isopropyl alcohol, which I'll show you guys here in a second. But that's it. Give me one more second. Let me do the rest, and then we'll show you the final step. Okay, so as you guys can see, it's all been done. So the last final step I do is I always clean off the outside of the entire shoebox. You just don't know what was on it. So all these shoe boxes will get cleaned. Just so I know that I am doing everything possible in my power to make sure that we don't get any contamination. And then you can also write the dates and do some other stuff. I like to write the dates when I pull them out. It just seems to help me out. Let's see what else. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If it's a in-depth asking me questions and stuff, I will still get it done. It just might take me a little bit longer to answer your comment, because I might not know the answer. So, and then I will try to figure out the answer, so that I don't give you guys wrong or bad information. But not too bad of information if you just learn from as you go. Like, I wanted to learn how to do mushrooms, so I just taught myself how to do it. I looked online, had a general idea, and the general idea was all-in-one bags. And I hate all-in-one bags. Don't hate them. I just think they're overpriced, and you're putting all your apples into, or all your eggs into one basket. And when I was taught as a kid, you never put all your eggs in one basket. So if you fall, you don't smash all your eggs. So if you think about it, 4 shoe boxes would be equal to 4 all-in-one bags. I might have 2 pounds of grain maybe in here. So you might be looking at like $65 for this complete thing, for all 4 of these, between the grain and the inoculations and all of that. It's not that expensive, but if you're doing all-in-one bags, you're doing half your syringe into a 3-pound bag, or a full syringe into a 5-pound bag. So you're paying $40 for a syringe, around 40, and you're going to pay the same for a 4 to 5 pound bag. So before you even inoculate anything, you're already $80 in. So that's what I'm saying. And then when you're done wiping them down, put them in the incubation chamber, wait 14 days. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. The Woody's doing good. And the Momo's doing good, just so you guys can see. Hi, Momo. What are you doing, big guy? You gonna tell the people to hit that like and subscribe button? Yeah? My daddy good boy. Yes, you are. Woody, you got anything to say? How about that? Hit that like and subscribe button. Nope. All right, peeps. Y'all have a good one. Till the next one. So we are out here today on Pueblo Reservoir. I think today's the 11th of August, and I have both dogs. It's not as enjoyable as just having one dog, but it's okay. Hopefully Mo gets used to it after a while. He's kind of being a pain, but we'll figure it out. Besides that, it is nice out here today. So Besides that, that's it. Just out fishing, enjoying the day.